Not by moving your hands, by wiggling your feet back behind you. Reach the crown of your head more forward. Are you noticing where strength needs to be acquired today? You're on camera, don't you want to be on camera in plank as I thought you might? Take a deep breath, and now come down to your hands and knees. Cross your ankles and sit back over your heels. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Yeah. Roll over your ankles and stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Scoot your sit bones to the heels of your feet and bend your knees and roll flat to your backs. Scoot your sit bones to the heels of your feet and roll flat to your backs. Keep your knees bent and bring the heels of your feet as close to your sit bones as you can. I use the word scoot, and that's not necessarily a yoga word, so it confuses everybody. Press your shoulder blades down into the floor and feel the width of your collarbones. And now reach your hands all the way long and search out the heels of your feet. So listen now, just as your chin, Terry, just as your chin fits into the notch in your collarbones, and just as your knees fit into your armpits, the space between your index finger and your thumb fits right around the heels of your feet. So keep walking your heels in until that happens. Palms are flat on the floor and they look just like this. They look just like this, and you got it. Good. Collarbones are wide, head is straight on out of the spine. Good. And now retract the shoulder blades, reach even further. That's great. Got it. Very nice. Take a deep breath. Press those collarbones deeply down into the floor. Press your triceps down into the floor. Turn your heels out and your toes in. Heels out and toes in. Good. Now palms on the floor. There they go. You feel that? Walk your heels in more. Walk your heels in more. There you go. So the minute that you start to feel this, the minute your fingers start to touch and feel the heels of your feet, I'm going to do it for you, okay? Yeah. Bring your you're starting to feel that? Yeah. Right there is where your heel can go. Yes? Same thing with the other hand. Yes? Let's see. There you go. Take your feet wider. Take your feet wider. Both of them. Good. Good. Now take a deep breath in. Nice wide collarbones, heart is open. Lift your hips as high as you can. Looks good, Peg. Turn your toes in more toward each other. More on your right foot. More on the right foot. Good. Turn the heel out a little bit on the right foot. Okay, good. Now lift your hips as high as you can. Reach for your heels, honey, and your feet are touching, and they should be way out here under your knees. Good. Yeah. Now walk your feet back. Good. And now stretch your arms forward. You're almost there. Lift the chest higher. Take a deep breath and go higher. Lift your hips even higher than that. You're really lucky you're and it's so fascinating to me. You cannot get the bend out of your knees, but you can go past this amazing angle underneath your knee joints right now. That's just amazing. Push your knees more forward. Yes? And so in essence, the more you're able to push the knees forward, the more the hamstrings will ignite. Don't let the buttock muscles get involved because they actually just let them fall off the bone. The minute they get involved, the low back starts to get involved, and then you're crushing the low back. So we're going to draw the knees more toward each other. That's it. Let these muscles relax. Use the hamstrings to keep you lifted by pressing the knees more forward. Push the knees more forward. And quite frankly, the more that you actually get that bend in the knee, the healthier the knee joint will be. Appropriately so. So let's lift the hips higher. Inhale. Press those collarbones nice and wide. You can lengthen your arms and turn your heels out slightly. There you go. Now lift your hips high. Look at that. Now press and push through and get those triceps down into the floor. Lovely, everybody. So this is a bridge, yeah? This is a bridge. Put your heels on the floor. Turn your heels out more. Now those are your toes. Now your heels. Take a deep breath. Lift higher on your exhale. Lift higher still. Perhaps the bottom of the breastbone now starts to touch your chin. Roll all the way to the bony points at the tops of your shoulders. Lift your heart higher. And again, as we start to transition from this summer into the fall, the back bending end of it, the back bending becomes as less important than the internal work. So this might be the most extensive back bend you may do in a fall into winter class. The sage poses become more appropriate during the fall and the winter times. So lift up higher, use this as a back bend, retract the shoulder blades more, and then Terry, draw your inner knee joints more toward each other and turn your heels out just a little bit more. Now one vertebrae at a time. On your exhale, start to roll down. Start to roll all the way down, starting from the top. And don't cheat yourselves. Actually find every vertebrae. Or actually find out where you're missing. And when your tailbone touches, lengthen through the tailbone. Pull the low ribs inward. Engage the belly button to the spine. Stretch your legs up to 90 degrees.